friends, this is Dr. Divya and welcome to 10th Annual Pharmaceutical Leadership Summit and Pharma Leaders Business Leadership Awards. Today we are over here to discuss the Healthcare Roundtable, fixing the healthcare chaos and transforming healthcare delivery system. So let's get started. It's set to be the biggest industry in India. It is crossing $6 billion currently, and still there's so much chaos, so much unorganization. So let's discuss this with Professor Shama. Welcome, Professor.
Yeah.
सबसे पहले I want to know that there's so much chaos, so much unorganization in health sector. So how do you address that?
Actually, unorganized in sense, the market says that 90% of this total industry is unorganized. When you compare it with the laboratories as such,
Yeah.
you might have heard about this NABL, National Accreditation Boards
Correct.
of Lab, and ISO standards. I think it's hardly 8 to 10% of the total labs are accredited.
Okay.
So what happens, the quality of the report, it matters a lot. So that is the reason, like in case of a laboratory, what we say is it is 90% is unorganized, and there is a huge gap actually. So maybe like many entrepreneurs can come up and start up new laboratories which are much more accredited.
I think the
and more-
diagnostics in India has a very different perspective because most of the end users or the patients for that says that the diagnostics are just taken care for the extra money or minting money by the doctors. So I think this point of view, this perspective need to change somewhere.
So there are two things which I always look diagnostic industry. One is, as you said, see the
What's wrong? Yeah. We'll start with the answer.
okay. Shall I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So I just see this in two views actually. One is when we see as a diagnostics, one thing which comes into the mind is preventive healthcare.
Correct.
Second thing is they go for a diagnosis. Okay, so when we usually diagnosis, whenever it depends, the cost may vary from lab to lab, and when it is a quality lab, of course when it is quality, then
There'll be some kind of
yeah,
expenditure.
expenditures, because when you go for an ISO or an ABL, the cost is very huge, and the materials what we use, the quality control samples what we say, it's costing really huge. So, so in that perspective, maybe patients may feel it is little costly, but as such, maybe I don't feel that it is so costly, so expensive when you compare to outside.
So the main
than
thing is
others.
as a standardization, because most of the time what happens is if a patient gets a report done outside the hospital, for that say like very big hospitals, they have their own labs. So if they do it outside, so doctor never accepts the report that way. So if patients are educated that standardization of these kind of reports are very much important for their benefit.
I would not like to tell much thing about the doctor. See, the quality is very important. This is what I'm going to stress upon. Quality is where the standards are in place, as you said, and when standards are in place, the quality is good. So, but what I want to say is, preventive health care is lacking a lot in India.
As
See, it's
compared
only
to the
when
other
you
world.
you are
Yeah.
sick you go to a diagnostic center.
Correct.
As such, preventive like master health checkups and awareness is very very less. So this awareness programs have to be done.
Okay. So do you think that the government plays a very important role in educating people about the preventive aspect of diagnostics?
Yes, I really feel that they have to get involved, and of course I am very happy that they have come out with this hypothyroid detection in case of pregnancy or not. It's a WHO, which government has, central government has taken initiative for it, and I think more and more such initiatives required. That is because of mortality and other things. But other than that, geriatric care, rehabilitations,
Correct.
and this all has to be taken care of.
Okay. So I think there need to be a proper consideration of all the sectors of health sector together with the government to find out a common ground.
Yeah, because it's seen that many sector means like example nursing, there may be paramedical, and then there are various in one like physiotherapy and all. Everything doesn't
It is
have
scattered.
a council.
It's
Yeah.
scattered
So what
basically.
happens is from every department or every sector, there should be one representation towards to the government, so that it becomes much more better, and things can be improved.
I think I would like you to address the three key challenges what the industry is facing at this moment.
Health industry as
Yeah.
such, quality, and then that's what quality and standards come
Standardization.
together. and preventive healthcare and awareness.
Okay.
So I think these things has to be concentrated.
And what is the scope for the new entrepreneurs?
It's huge. That's what I said, because 90% of the industry is unorganized, and there is huge scope for entrepreneurs. And I would like to actually thank Mr. Satyabrahma, who has taken this initiative and given a platform. So people, like many entrepreneurs, are coming here and they're getting awards, and it's really,
It is actually, really improving the whole
Yes.
system.
Yeah, at
and
least-
there is a place to talk about
yes,
it, discuss the
discuss.
things.
Yes. Correct.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Dynamic Women Entrepreneur of the Year 2017. And the nominees are Ms. Mallika Mohandas, Chairman MIOT International, Ms. Sangeeta Gupta, MD, Midas Care Pharmaceuticals Private Limited, Ms. Samara Mahendra, Founder and CEO of Career Program, Cancer Recovery and Rehabilitation, Dr. Vandana Jain, Advanced Eye Hospital and Institute, Ms. Zora Bra, Co-Founder and Managing Director, Core Diagnostics, Professor Shama Harmath, Co-Founder and CEO, Trident Diagnostics,